Welcome back then to Squadding Quads, and today we are going to revisit the Flywoo Firefly 18 once again. We promised in the review we will show you how to add an ELRS receiver, but just before we do that we're going to have a quick look at these ducks that come with these Firefly drones. Tim on my Patreon was asking whether or not this is a good beginner drone for somebody like him who's mainly going to fly it indoors, and I said I'll show the ducks the next time I do a bit of filming for you. Ultimately, the answer is probably going to be yes, but if you're just going to be flying inside as opposed to a little bit of mixture, then I'd probably go with the 16. By Wonder and I did review the Flybe 16 and the Flybe 18 earlier on in this year. We flew both of them outdoors and actually it was fine. But I think if you're just mainly going to be on the inside, I'd probably choose the 16. But yeah, those ducks come with it, and they will save you and all around you, which, as we know with you, Tim, is quite essential. Let's get down to business then as to why we are actually here, recording a third video on this drone since the weekend. Well, ultimately, there's a few things that I want to show you. This is the wide angle lens from Flywoo. They have told me that on the inside, the revision 2 that they're going to do is going to be black, which is going to help with a lot of that flaring when you're flying into the sun. As I mentioned, you know, we don't sugarcoat things here. It's not a perfect solution. However, it is better than not having it. They did say that the majority of the problems will probably go away when they do it black on the inside, but it may not solve everything. So I'll be interested to see when the revision number 2 comes out. We'll take a look at that and see just how well that actually does help when you are flying into the sun. I didn't get to experience too much of that recently because I do live in the UK and the sun is something that we don't often get. Now, we said we was going to add an ELRS receiver to this drone. There seems to be a little bit of confusion as to whether or not it has one on the board, and we'll have a look at that shortly. But Beta FPV sent me this flat antenna ELRS receiver. So it's a ceramic antenna, but it's not the one where it's sticking up, and it seems to be a perfect candidate to stick in between the flight controller and the 04 Lite VTX. So thank you for Beta FPV for sending me that. We're going to stick this in, we're going to wire it up, we're going to program it, and we're going to find out exactly how easy this job is to do, and hopefully you can follow along and make it nice and simple for you. But we are going to have a quick look in a second and find out whether or not this flight controller does indeed have an ELRS built in, because the website on the actual drones page says that if you get the DJI plug and play version, there isn't an ELRS, but the flight controllers page says that there is an ELRS, and somebody has left a comment on the channel saying that his did have an ELRS receiver on and his was the plug and play version. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's get the screwdrivers out and get it opened up. Taking a quick freeze frame look at the flight controller before we proceed, and where the arrow is at the top of the flight controller pointing up, just above that you would expect to see a UFL connector for the ELRS. But there isn't one on here, so I'm going to push on and I'm going to install one, but I will reach out to Flywoo just to confirm what the situation is, because like I say, some people are leaving comments saying actually mine's got one. Part of the website saying it doesn't, part of the website saying that it does. So I'll reach out, and hopefully if I can get a reply before this video is edited, I will leave it in the video, but if not, I'll leave it in the comments down below. As we start the job of soldering in, I just want to show you just how small this drone is in comparison to my hands. I can sort of sandwich it between my two hands like this. And I just wanted to sort of show and say this purely because this is a difficult job to do. The majority of soldering on the majority of drones isn't too much of a problem, but these pads are super, super tiny. So just bear that in mind. We've got the sort of ground and the 5 volt or the 4.5 volt down at the bottom there where my finger just was, and then the TX4 and the RX4. I'll show you where those are in a second. We're just going to try and pre-tin all these pads, and we're going to start obviously with the ground and the 4.5 volts. Now the ground did cause me a little bit of problems. I couldn't quite get the solder to stick properly. We got it to stick and then it just sort of came off, so we've actually used the ground of the battery pads in the end, and that just goes to show you how difficult this is on such a small flight controller. You guys with smaller hands will probably find it much easier, but I did find it a bit of a tricky one. But let's move on to where we actually stick some wires down. And with those two wires successfully soldered into the flight controller for now, we move on to the TX in the RX4 pad here. And I'll put a diagram on the screen just to make it that a little bit easier for you. But these are the TX and the RX4 wires, UART, sorry, that you're going to want to wire your wires into. Recommend obviously cutting those wires a little bit shorter than what they come with if you've got pre-tinned wires. Most are going to be for bigger pads than these. These are, like I say, ridiculously small and difficult. It's not impossible, because if a Neanderthal like me can do it, even you guys can do it. Because none of you will be as much of a Neanderthal as I am. Right, let's move on to wiring up that receiver. Time now then to grab your receiver, and once you've grabbed your receiver, grab your solder and just pre-tin the pads you are going to solder to like this. So I put the solder iron down, warm up the pads, drop the solder onto the pads. I didn't quite do it very well there. There we go. So again, pop the iron on the pad, and then feed the solder into the iron, and it will leave it onto the pad. Again, didn't make a great deal of that one, but we got there in the end. I'll tidy that one up in a little second.
Okay. This is not the neatest soldering job in the world.
There we go. Not the best soldering I've ever done in the world.
It's a difficult one, yeah.
But, it's done. We'll just tidy it up a little bit there. I'll tidy it up a little bit more in a second. Okay,
so
let's move on. Frustratingly, we had a little bit of a problem, a little bit of a malfunction with the camera. And it only came back on now, so you can see how the wiring is done. Pause this video, take a screenshot of it, do whatever you need to do to copy this wiring if you need to indeed to copy it. Unfortunately, like I say, we had a bit of a camera malfunction, but this is how you should wire it up. We've got the battery plugged in. I've got the props on, which is a bad thing. I'm really sorry. You shouldn't have the props on when you're doing things like this, but we can now see that the ELRS receiver is flashing away underneath my finger. You can see now it's in double flash mode, so ready to be bound to your controller. So with that in mind, what we need to do now is we need to move over to the PC, and we need to get everything bound and set up before we put it all back together and test it. We're now just waiting then for the receiver to flip into Wi-Fi mode, and once it's flipped into Wi-Fi mode with the rapid flashing that you can now see, we can move it over to the PC and we can add a bind phrase much easier. We've left the 04 Pro canopy and VTX off, and we'll leave it off until the very end. There's no point in adding it back in yet, because all it will do is create heat, which creates a problem. We can leave it off because we don't need it, and then at the end we'll plug it back in and we'll test it. But for now, let's move over to the PC and get this bind phrase done. Sure. So as you can see now, we've got our ExpressLRS webpage open, and it gives us some details. So it tells us that we're on firmware version 3.3.3 and we are generic EP blah 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 blah. What we need to do is set our bind phrase. Now, because we've done this before, it automatically will come up here, and we can just click that like that, and all we then have to do is just click save, and it will automatically reboot. And it is as simple as that. So when we now turn on an ExpressLRS radio, welcome back. So we've now got Betaflight loaded up and we've got the quad plugged into it. We're now going to have to do a couple of quite involved things. Please don't worry. It may seem a little bit much at the start, but it's really simple to follow through. First thing I want you to do is to go into your presets and hit save backup here. Wait for this for 1 second. And that's going to give you a file dump, and it tells you what it is. Firefly, blah, blah. And we're going to hit save. In fact, we'll save that onto the desktop just to make our life that a little bit easier. What we're going to do now is, if we go into the receiver tab, we've got in here, look, S-Bus selected. Now you can select Crossfire. We've got Crossfire selected now because we're using Crossfire now. We're not using S-Bus anymore. But it still doesn't work. So let's go to our ports tab, because we need to enable the serial on UART number 4 and remove the serial from UART number 5. And let's go into our receiver tab now. So as we can see on here, it's now working. We've now got ELRS working on here, but it's not, the controls are not, in fact, you can't actually see. Let me turn on the overhead camera a second. just so you know what I'm actually talking about. So if I move the controller down to here, I just need to, there we go, and then hit record over there. Right, so this is our throttle, and that's working. Our yaw is actually our roll. Our roll is our yaw, and our pitch is our pitch. And that is because this control mapping down here is wrong. And all we need to do, I know what my control mapping is for my controller. You may need to double check it in yours. But for mine, it's RETA. And then hit save. And now it's still wrong. Oh, it's not saved it. Let me try that again. Oh, I know why. It has to be in caps. What was it? Right. Are we ready? Yes. So our yaw is now our yaw. Our roll is now our roll. And our pitch is now our pitch. Our throttle is our throttle. And we are sorted, but we're not, because now we need to go into our modes tab, because what we had set up before was our modes based on the DJI controller, and now we're not using that anymore, so we need to change that. Now we need to move that to that side. Horizon mode is on switch number 2, which is this one. So if we move that to there, so our switch natural position is here. In the middle, we go to horizon mode, and all the way at the end of the switch, we go to turtle mode. And then the only other thing we need to do is pre-arm, and that's on a completely different switch. So if we go to auto and press the switch we want, you'll have to remember this boy wonder when we go out and test this, but we'll set it to this switch. Our pre-arm should work on that, but I don't know why it doesn't. So our pre-arm is here, horizon mode is here, and arm mode is here, and that's it. You have now successfully set it up. Now that leaves us now with just the last job of putting the drone back together. I'm sure you don't need me to talk you through this. It's 4 screws. I'd put the ELRS receiver in between the flight controller and the DJI 04 Lite VTX. I don't necessarily like putting anything on top because of the gyro, but actually it works out okay, and it's nice and compressed, but without being too firmly compressed. It doesn't put off any heat. I'm going to leave a link to the drone and to the receiver in the description down below, but let's see if it works.